Good morning, guys. So today we are going to continue the chapter number 6 of environment and ecology. That is renewable energy sources. So guys, in the renewable energy sources topic, we have seen the importance of the renewable energy sources, and after that we have seen the three types of renewable energy sources. That is, we have seen the solar energy, we have seen the hydel energy, and we have seen the wind energy. So now in this class we are going to see the remaining forms of renewable energy sources. So those three forms are very important, guys. Why? Because in our target, that is by 2022 we should have 125 gigawatts of the renewable energy. In the target we are having four forms, that is the solar energy, the wind energy, the hydel energy, and the fourth one is the biomass. So these three renewable energy sources are very important. That's why I covered in the previous topic, and the remaining topics means these topics are also important, but compared with this, those topics are very important for prelims and the mains part. So in this, we are going to see the remaining renewable energy sources. Okay. So the topic for today's discussion that we are going to see is renewable energy sources. Renewable energy. Okay. So now the topic for discussion is ocean thermal energy. Ocean thermal energy. Okay, what do you mean by ocean thermal energy? Ocean means you people are aware of that. What is ocean? Right? Please have distinction between the what is the river, what is ocean, what is sea, what is lake, and all those things, such that you can use the terms wherever it is required and appropriate. Okay, so ocean is the large water body, large water body. Okay, so the difference between the ocean and the sea is the ocean is the very large body, and the sea is also the same, guys. But sea is somewhat big body. Okay, like for example, in the oceans we are in the Indian Ocean. Okay, the the Arctic Ocean, all those things, guys. Okay, here, and if you take examples of the sea, we can get the South China Sea. Here, so oceans we are having the five oceans. You should know Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, the Southern Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, and the Pacific Ocean. So these are the big water bodies. Big water bodies. Whereas the seas are the ones who are also big, but they will be part of these oceans. Okay? Clear? And lakes. So lakes are the ones which will be stagnated at the place. That is the water body. And rivers means the flow. These are the like streams. Okay? Flows and come and join the oceans. Okay, guys. So these are the distinction between the rivers, lakes, oceans. Okay, and now ocean thermal energy. Ocean means we people are aware of that. Not lake, sea, all those things. Ocean means big water body. Okay, thermal. What do you mean by thermal? Heat. Heat implies thermal. Okay. So ocean thermal energy, if you see, large amount of solar was absorbed in the ocean bodies. Large amount of solar was there in the ocean bodies, but we need to harness them and convert that body to the electricity, and convert that energy to the electricity, such that we can make best utilize of the electricity required for our proper usage. Okay, but how this process will be takes place? This process will take place by the interaction of the ocean surface water and the depth of the ocean, guys. So we generate the electricity with the help of the ocean surface water. Okay, means the temperature difference between the ocean surface water and the depth is 1,000 meters. So with the temperature difference, with the help of the turbines, we are going to get the electricity. Okay, guys, clear? So if you take the ocean like that in such a manner, okay, so the temperature difference between the surface of the ocean and the temperature at 1,000 meters. Okay, so here they will they will make the turbines to produce the electricity, guys. It's called as the ocean thermal energy. Means this condition works on the principles of the difference in the temperature. So temperature difference is the main criteria to produce the electricity with the help of the surface water and the depth is 1000 meters. Okay, very clear. This is the about ocean thermal energy. Okay, and after this, I am going to take the second form of energy. So the second topic for today's discussion is wave energy. Wave energy. Okay, so what do you mean by wave energy? What is the wave? Okay, guys. So wave is generated with the interaction of the surface water with the wind. Surface water with the wind. Please try to have the clarity on what I am speaking and what the things I am uttering. So waves will generate. So waves also will be generated. I mean, in the water itself. Okay, guys, clear? So in the water only the waves will be generated. So how the waves are generated? The waves are generated when there is an interaction with the wind and the surface water. Okay, when we have interaction with the surface wind and the surface water, then the waves are generated, and the energy obtained from the wave is called as the wave energy. Okay, so and we have the wave plant, that is Viskinjam, that is in Trivandrum, Kerala. We have the first wave plant, that is Viskinjam in Kerala at Trivandrum, guys. That is the wave energy. Okay, so the wave generated through the interaction of the wind and the surface water. Okay, and that makes to generate the electricity is called as the wave energy. Guys, clear? Okay, and after this one, I am going to take the other topic. So after the wave energy, tidal energy. Tidal energy. Okay. So what is tidal energy? What is the difference between the wave and the tide? You should have clear-cut conceptual clarity. Clear-cut conceptual clarity. I am going to explain here. So in the wave, I explained that the water, so the interaction of the air with the surface of the water is called as the wave. And whereas if you take the tide, so tide is the alternative, okay, and regular rise and fall of the ocean water is called as the tide. That is the alternative rise or fall, rise, fall, rise, fall of the ocean water is called as the tide. Why this happens? This happens because of the gravitational pull of the moon to the larger extent and for some extent of the sun. Okay, guys, clear? The rising and the falling of the alternative and the rising and falling of the ocean water, okay, is called as the tide. Whereas the wave is an interaction between the atmosphere, that is the wind, and the surface water, is called as the wave. This is wave, this is tide. Okay, guys, clear? Tide is the alternative and regular. It is regular, guys, and it is alternative. Up, down, alternative, and the regular rising and falling of the ocean water. Because of the gravitational pull of the moon to the larger extent and to a small extent of the sun. Okay, it is about the tide. So the energy generated from the tide is called as the tidal energy, guys. Tidal energy. So what happens, so in the tides we are having the low tides and the high tides. So with the help of this, the water will be stored. The water will be present at the reservoirs, and they will make the turbines at a place. Okay, with the turbines they will generate the electricity. That's it. Okay, that is tidal energy. So after the tidal energy, I am going to take my discussion on the fourth topic, that is biomass. Biomass, we need to see its importance, guys, because these provisions are there in our renewable energy target, that is 10 gigawatts of biogas production. So what is biomass? So biomass is the one which will be made through the process of decomposition. So the source of the biomass is the decayed animal and plant waste. Okay, guys, decayed animal and the plant waste. That plant and animal waste is decomposed, and those decomposed material will be processed to decompose, and finally, the biogas is released. Okay, guys, clear? This is about the biomass. Okay, so in this process, the decayed plants and animal waste is processed to the decomposers, and those decomposers will release the gas. It is called biogas. Okay, or biogas we can say it as the methanation. Okay, biogas or the methanization. Biogas. The biogas is nothing but the methane gas. It is, and we have 10 gigawatts of our target by 2022. Okay, so this is about the biomass, and after the biomass we have anaerobic digestion. Anaerobic digestion. Okay, so anaerobic digestion, what do you mean by anaerobic digestion? Anaerobic digestion is nothing but doing the digestion process of the waste in the absence of the oxygen, or in the absence of the oxygen, or we can say that at the partial intake of the oxygen gas. So in this, what will be having now? There will be biodegradable plant. Biodegradable plant. So this biodegradable plant will be having the interaction with the physical environment. Physical environment. And at the physical environment and the microorganisms. Okay, so with the help of the microorganisms of the physical environment, the biodegradable plant will degrade and they will become as a decomposer. Okay, decomposer. So finally, they will release the energy. Okay, biogas. Okay, so biogas is the energy that is finally released with the help of the anaerobic digestion. Okay, the microorganisms are going to help to migrate the biodegradable plant, and the physical environment are going to support that one, and it is by the process of decomposition, finally they are going to release the energy, that is biogas. So this is the anaerobic digestion, or we can say that biomethanation, guys. Okay, and the one more name is biomethanization. Biomethanization or anaerobic digestion. Clear, guys? So after this one, we are going to see the next topic, that is the combustion or incineration. Combustion or incineration. What do you mean by combustion? Combustion is nothing but the burning of the material. Okay, the burning of the material is called as the combustion, guys. Okay, burning of the material is called as the combustion. So for example, if we see the waste material, we can say, so the waste material is burned, so in the presence of oxygen. Okay, at the temperature of about 800 degrees centigrade. Okay, the waste is burned with the presence of oxygen with the temperature of about 800 degrees centigrade. So what will happen? This will produce the heat. And along with the heat, they are going to produce the gas and inert gases. Okay, but again this heat is going to useful to make the electricity. Means how? So again this heat we are passing through the steam turbines. Okay, from steam turbines it is going to produce electricity. It is the process of combustion or incineration. Incineration or the combustion is the one where the waste material is burned through the presence of oxygen at high temperatures, that is 800 degrees centigrade, and then we produce the heat, and along with that we are going to get the other gases. Okay, and the steam turbine is passed through them and we produce the electricity. This process is called as the combustion or the incineration. Okay guys, clear? Okay, so this is about the combustion or the incineration. Now the next topic for the discussion is pyrolysis. Okay, pyrolysis or gasification. What do you mean by pyrolysis? What do you mean by pyrolysis or the gasification? Pyrolysis is nothing but doing the same process in the absence of the oxygen. Pyrolysis or gasification. Okay. So in this process, the material is burnt in the partial or very less amount of the oxygen. Okay. So the material is burnt in the very less or partial presence of the material. So the material will become the molecules. Okay, in the absence of air. Okay, so this produce the producer gas. Okay, this produce the producer gas, and again what they will do now? They will make these molecules or they break into smaller substance. They will break. Okay, again the producer gas will break into few molecules, and those will pass through the burning into the combustion induction, in the internal combustion engine, guys, such that they produce the electricity through the combustion process. Okay guys, I am going to explain here. The material is burned. Okay, the material is burned in the absence of oxygen. It will produce the molecules. Okay, again means the molecules will having producer gas and all those things. Those producer gas they are going to break into few smaller substances, and these they are going to burn through the internal combustion engines. Okay, and from internal combustion engines they are going to produce the electricity. So in this process we need to see what are the gases that is going to produce to the pyrolysis. That is very, very important, guys. That is, we have carbon monoxide, we have carbon dioxide, we have hydrogen, we have nitrogen, and hydrocarbons. So these are the gases that are going to produce through the pyrolysis or the gasification. Very, very important question. Very, very important point to be noted. Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen, and hydrocarbons. This is about the pyrolysis or the gasification. As the name signifies gasification, they are going to produce the gases. Okay, clear, guys? Shall we move to the next topic? Okay, so after the pyrolysis or the gasification, we are going to see the cogeneration. Cogeneration energy. Cogeneration. What do you mean by cogeneration energy? Cogeneration means producing of the energy from, that is by 2 to 3 types of energy producing by the same sources. Okay, means we can say simply 2 types of energy producing from the same sources is called as the cogeneration process, as I explained in the process of the combustion, guys. Okay, in the process of combustion, what we are going to get after the burning of the waste material, we are going to get the heat. Okay, heat is also form of energy which is used for many purposes, and from heat we are going to get the electricity. Okay, so this is electricity is the one which is widely used, but the heat also going to be useful for the industry. So the source is the same. So same source producing 2 forms of energy is called cogeneration. Co means coordination, means both we will be alike, means we have interaction, we have cordial friendship with each other. That is cogeneration. Okay, generating 2 forms of energy is called as cogeneration, heat and electricity. And we have the examples biogases. example, we are having this biogases. Biogases formation, we can say. Okay, guys. Okay, like if you take sugar cane, so sugar cane, from the sugar cane we get the sugar, guys. Okay, after that the leftover material will be used for the other purposes. Means from the same source getting two forms of energy is called as the post generation energy. Okay, so after the post generation, I am going to take the next topic, that is waste to energy. Waste to energy. What do you mean by waste to energy conversion? So guys, nowadays the waste has been increasing day by day, because everyone is using the material from the outside. No one is preparing the material from their own houses or from the industries or the things. So everyone is depending upon the outside for their one or the other material. And if we go outside, we bring the lot of things with us, and along with that we are going to take the covers, the wafers, all those things. So those will form the waste. So the waste has been increasing day by day. Okay, but we should need to conserve, or we should make to convert the waste to the energy. So this form of process is called as the waste to energy conversion. So in the waste to energy conversion also the same way, that is through the biodegradation. So through the process of biodegradation, or we can say the degradation process, we are going to convert the waste material to the energy. Okay, but we have few concerns, guys. So how best we can do the waste to energy, and what are the concerns that we are having to convert? The first and foremost, I will take the concerns. Guys. So what are the concerns for this conversion? The first and foremost is the lack of technology support. Lack of technology. Why? Because ours is a developing country, guys, not the developed country like America and all those things. Ours is a developing country, and we are going and we are doing works to have good technology, such that we can judiciously do the process, that is from waste to energy conversion. Okay, lack of technology, guys. Okay, and second point is financial issue. Financial issue, or we can say the financial support. Okay, so financial support. So our government spent very less finance on this process, that is the waste to energy process. Okay, why? Because we have some other things which we give much more importance than this process. That's why financial support is also one of the issues with the waste to energy concern. And the important thing is segregation issue. Segregation means, guys, what we will do in the waste, we dump everything, whatever we want to dump, we dump everything. But this is not going to be useful, guys. That's clear? Because the waste to energy, in the waste we should segregate, which is electronic waste, which is organic waste, which is biodegradable, which is non-biodegradable, okay, and which is the biomedical, and which is hazardous. All these things we should need to segregate. At least at the household level, we need to segregate two types. That is the biodegradable and the non-biodegradable, such that the process can be implemented easily. Okay, so this is the segregation concern. Fourth is we are having the issue of the implementation issue. So how to implement this process, and we can say that government policy, or we can say that government policy. So what is the government policy that we are having to convert the waste to the energy? So these are the few concerns that we are having to make the waste to energy process efficient or effective. Right? Clear? Any doubt? Okay. This is waste to energy. After the waste to energy topic, now I am moving to the next topic, geothermal energy. Geothermal energy. So what is geothermal energy? Geothermal energy, geo means inside the earth. That is thermal means heat. I explained in the our first topic, heat energy. So getting the electricity through the earth crust, or we can say through the earth, means through the inside the earth, through the heat process is called as geothermal energy. What happens, guys? The magma is present inside our magma. So the magma will, after many years, comes out of the its is placed through the vent, and some magma comes out to the surface of the earth, and some will through the holes or through some small passings. They will come to the they form their. Like for example, guys, this is the surface of the land, and we have the vent, guys. Okay, and we have the magma part over here, magma part. So through the vent it comes out. Okay, and it comes out and forms here. Here we call as lava, and through this openings it comes here also. And here we present the magma itself. Okay, so after few years, what happens? But this will decay and they will solidify, guys. And they will solidify and they will produce the heat. Is called as geothermal. Geo means inside the earth. The thermal is heat. It is called the geothermal energy. The geothermal energy will produce the maximum heat, and this is going to helpful to generate the electricity, guys. But what are the concerns? So what are the challenges before us for the geothermal energy? We have few challenges before us for as the geothermal energy. Okay, the first and foremost is the drilling process. Why? Because directly we can't get the electricity, so we can't generate the electricity as it is, guys. Okay, we need to drill how much extent it has. Okay, so where that is located. So drilling problem, guys. Drilling. So we need to know the place where we are having the magma content and the drilling policy. And second one, we are having the transportation policy. Why? Because so these are the one which are not present at the where people are living, guys. Right? They are present at some different places. We can say from in the oceans or from on the far places where the people are living. So there we have the issue with the transportation, and after transportation we have accessibility of the, that is the labor, the resources required for to do these things. Okay, and this is the issue. Okay, and after this we are having the terrain problem. That is the that is the problem of the landform problem. Landform issue. Okay, so we will be having the mountains, plateaus, and plains. So depends upon the different. We are having the different type of challenges. So these are the few challenges about the geothermal energy. Thermal heat, geo inside air. Okay, so generation of electricity through the geothermal is called inside air. Quite clear? That is geothermal energy. Okay, so now last topic for our today's discussion is fuel cells. Fuel cell. Okay, what do you mean by fuel cell? As fuel cells is the nothing but conversion of chemical energy to the electricity. Conversion of chemical energy to electricity is called as fuel energy. So how we are going to convert this chemical energy to the electricity? In the process of this conversion, we have this analysis. Like we have two electrodes we are having in the chemical energy process. So that is the electrode 1, that is electrode 2. Electrode it is a rod type material, and between these electrodes we are having electrolyte. This is the electrolyte, and these are the electrodes. We are having an electrolyte. So this electrode is having the carbon dioxide, and this is having the hydrogen. So there we are having two electrodes. So one is the positive and the negative. That is the cathode and the anode. And this is the electrolyte. So with this process means this is the chemical process. With this chemical process, we are going to convert this into the electrical form. Okay, electrical form is called as the fuel cells. Guys, the place where we use the fuel cells are in the automobile industry. in the automobile industry. Have you seen the automobiles, that is in the cars, in the vehicles, two-wheelers, all those things? There will be exist the battery. Okay guys, battery. So the battery is nothing but the fuel cell. The chemicals, those are going to convert into the electricity. Those are going to useful for the vehicle, for the light purpose, for the start of the engine, all those things. Okay, this is called as the automobile industry uses. The uses first we are having the automobile industry. Okay, and after these are factories. Okay. So many factories require this fuel cell technology, guys. Okay, and this is about the fuel cell. And with this, I am completing my session. And guys, with this, we have completed the renewable energy sources. So about the important topics that I explained clearly about the things which these are also important, guys, not important, but I briefly explain what is what. What is what? Its concerns have been explained, challenges, uses, all these things have been explained. But very, very important topic, we will get the prelims on the mains questions definitely. Okay. And after this, and the summary of this our discussion is, we have seen the renewable energy sources. So it's required. Why? Because of the climatic conditions and because of the issues that we are getting, like the Arctic melting. Okay, all because of all those things, now the time has come to use the renewable source of energy. Okay, guys, such that we can make our lives better and we can give our best to our upcoming generations. Okay, clear? So thank you one and all. Guys, I started my quality lectures also. So please do watch, rate, and comment. Okay, thank you one and all.